Simpson, would you please stand? All right, Mr. Simpson, would you please stand and face the jury? Mrs. Robertson.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA 097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information. Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the State of California versus Orenthal James Simpson. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Ronald Lyle Goldman, a human being, as charged in count 2 of the information. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, further find the special circumstance that the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, has in this case been convicted of at least one crime of murder of the first degree and one or more crimes of murder of the first or second degree to be not true. Signed this second day of October 1995, Juror 230. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict? So say you one, so say you all.
There are 2 basic steps here. One step is you must take back the streets. And you take back the streets by more cops, more prisons, more physical protection for the people. He also understands what my friend from Texas understands, and he doesn't talk a lot about, but he signed on to in this bill. He also understands the need to keep people who are first-time offenders, who are nonviolent offenders, or who are potential first-time offenders who haven't gotten, I yield myself an additional 3 minutes, who in fact are people who are getting themselves into the crime stream for the first time, that they should be diverted from the system. So I hope this crime bill, when it passes, the Biden-Hatch crime bill, as it becomes law, God willing, I hope that we will have ended once and for all this notion that is a hangover from the 60s, that somehow Democrats are weak on crime and Democratic presidents are weak on crime and Republicans are tough on crime. The truth is, every major crime bill since 1976 that's come out of this Congress, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden, on that bill, and has had a majority vote of the Democratic members of the United States Senate on the bill. So one of the things I want to do in addition to end the crime is end the political carnage that goes on. When this bill will be taken out of the gridlock. The consensus is A. And the consensus is as follows, and I will cease when I finish this statement. The consensus is A. We must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. The Democratic chairman of the Judiciary Committee, the Democratic president of the United States of America, the Democratic attorney general, the Republican leader of this effort, Senator Hatch, the Republican senator from Texas. We all agree on that. Now, we can find some fringe folks in the study groups on the right wing and left wing, libertarians and left-wingers in my party who say, no, that's not what we should do. But politically, that consensus has been arrived at. I acknowledge there was not that consensus in the 60s. There is today. There's a second thing that we all have agreed upon, And that is, unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, brother, and humanity, although I think that's a good instinct, but for simple, pragmatic reasons. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. And I will say, Cassandra, I think we have reached consensus that we must do something about this. We must take back the streets. I don't know if you agree with me or not.
Absolutely. Let's start with that Epstein. I
Hold on. Let
totally
me
agree.
go out because I can't hear you when you're talking. So, but I'm gonna go out and come back. But they can hear you though. So go ahead and talk.
You guys can hear me? Okay, cool. But yeah, let's start with that Epstein's list. Even though the system they created impacted our family, impacted our babies, impacted us, and still impact. Let's start with that Epstein's list because we have a whole letters on that list. So until we attack that list, nobody's children will be safe because we all know
Mm.
that they're eating the babies. They're sucking the baby's blood, molesting the babies. So nobody's children will be safe as long as we have those men on that Epstein's list free. So let's start. We totally agree with him. Let's start with that Epstein's list.
Totally agree.
Let's get
I
all
right.
those molesters on that list.
I,
Can
I
you hear
don't
me now?
care why they are like they are. I don't care about their Greek culture.
Exactly.
They must be taken
Exactly.
off the streets.
Be taken off the street so that our children can be safe. We agree with
My
him.
mother, my son.
Exactly. Exactly. My daughter, exactly, can be safe because we know nobody's safe with those predators on that Epstein's list. Nobody's safe because our children, the women that are missing and hung and drowned. Let's go after that Epstein's list. I totally agree. How you doing this morning or this afternoon?
That was
Oh my
I'm right where I need
God,
to
I
be.
totally
I would
agree.
say that. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'll be even better if they can get rid, start with that Epstein's list. I'll be even better. As soon as we get the
Yeah.
first one that your in chief,
Now,
your man in chief,
now consider
make
now
sure he
I would
does
say
that.
this. Um, I forgot the two. I remember it was two things. I remember one of them, and I do have it right. I have some like we can
Mhm.
go in two directions. I'll let you pick because I remember one you said you wanted me to do the history of Democrats. I can't remember what the other
Oh,
thing was, so I'm gonna have to go back and listen.
oh
Um,
Lord, I forgot. But yeah, well, sure, whatever way you want to
um,
go, whatever way you planned,
Well, no, I will let you
we are
because
here.
I got two things lined up. Now, I will admit I forgot about the thing until the last minute, and then I kind of did it off the top of my head. But either way is gonna be good, you know. But you can
Why don't we
go
do
with
both? You
that.
have enough for both?
Yeah, but I don't know if we'll have well unless you want to be on here, but I don't know if we'll have enough time for both. Maybe I don't know.
Well, you can do whatever, whichever one you have the most information,
Okay, so
and then we could do the other one next week. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do the like cuz okay. Yeah, either one. We'll do it like another time. But I got
Okay.
some that'll probably raise your blood pressure up, but it's conversations that we need to have, or we can go with the Democrat thing, with the history of that, So,
It's totally up to you, whatever way you want to go. It's totally up to you. It doesn't matter to me.
all right.
You know,
Let's
either
see.
way, it's gonna probably raise my blood pressure because I'm sick of your cousin. I'm sick of your
uh
cousin.
Maybe you know what? Maybe we'll combine both of them and see how it works out. It'll just go with the flow.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to show you something interesting before I do though. Let me put it up here. And shouts out to Nicole Day by Day in the building. I appreciate you for being here, Nicole.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
All right. So it's probably going to intertwine, but all right, so let's check it out. I just
Can
want to
you
show you
make
this
a
though.
washing
Shouts out to
machine?
this young brother here.
Okay, challenge accepted. Let's get started.
Now they asked him, could he make a washing machine from cardboard?
We are so talented.
Okay, guys,
What you say?
I said we are so talented.
I know, yeah, out of cardboard.
the
Look at
washing
this.
machine is finally done,
Mhm.
and I'm going to be using this tiny tool to test it.
You
So
don't
now
need them
let's
for
put it
anything
aside.
or anybody.
Add a little soap.
Mm. Yeah.
Now, if I press this button, it should fill itself with water.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's actually getting filled with water. Okay, I think that's enough. Now this is the actual test. Yo, it's actually washing. Okay, moment
He
of
made this with
truth.
cardboard and plastic.
Ain't there something?
Wait, it
We are
actually
talented.
washed it.
Yeah. We don't need anybody but us.
Oh, but we're not
They
done.
making all
This
this
side
money
is
off
the
of y'all,
spinner. It helps to
black
remove
folks.
extra water so
Why?
that it can dry faster. Look at the speed.
And then the dryer too.
Wow.
It's actually shaking the
Oh,
whole machine. I'm just gonna leave it for 1 minute. And now
oh
it
my
is way
goodness.
easier to dry. And that's it for the video. Thanks for
And it's
watching. And
clean.
please
And he got a bunch of this where he make a lot of stuff. Like I just
Wow.
want to show that.
That's good. I love that. What about the other guy who was making gas? They tried to kill him.
See, this is
That was
why
the
we
black guy.
need
Mm.
scientists and like forget the ball
Yep.
players and the
Mhm.
rappers.
Okay. Exactly. This is exactly why we need this young man right here.
Yeah.
We can invent our own stuff and buy and support him. But instead of us coming together, we won't. You got do you have the video about the restaurant about
Oh yeah,
Black
yeah. I'll
Lives
play
Matter?
that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the
All
main
right.
thing. That's what we
Okay.
need.
So, all right. Okay. We'll go into that. Watch this. So, We'll go into it and we'll go back and forth. Then, how about that? We'll
Okay.
add the
Cool.
history within it.
Okay.
All right. So now I know you probably heard. Man, did I get the right one?
It's like you can literally tell a lot.
All right. So that guy, Master P. I'm pretty sure you know who Master P is, right, Cassandra?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure y'all heard what he said.
I swear, every time these famous people open their mouth, they show us two things. One, a lot of them are very lacking in intelligence. Like you can literally tell a lot of these famous people are not smart. And two, they always have something to say that's some colonizer bullshit. Now, we've got people, we're finding Black women and men being strange fruited left and right. We've got Nolan Wells situation. We got Carmelo Anthony situation. And all these rich, famous Black people are mute mouth and ain't saying a damn word about none of this stuff that's going on. They ain't talking about the fact that people's food is being poisoned because they have chefs and access. They're not talking about the fact that Gary, Indiana has no power. But you'll get on these podcasts to talk about how we need to stop talking about slavery because get out of the negative mindset. Talking about slavery is not a negative mindset. If anything, it's a mindset of us understanding and knowing what our people went through and knowing we're never going back there. It's actually empowering to know our people fought hard for us to have things and we have to continue that fight. Not talking about is doing what white people want to do and sweep it under the rug like it didn't happen. But the reality is we are still suffering the effects of slavery today. And when y'all want to get in the comments talking about, well, I didn't own slaves and I didn't benefit, you did benefit. You benefited because when enslaved people were freed, everyone who owned slaves, all these white enslavers, they got paid reparations for every single loss of property, which was the loss of the enslaved people.
So many Black.
You know what? See, that's a perfect thing right there, right? Going to the history. See, I guess it won't make as much sense, but maybe it will. Because she was talking about the reparations, right? And see, I want y'all to understand the beginning of the history of the Democrats and stuff like that, but we got to go through the whole well, we're not going to go through the whole history of it, but damn, it took the thing off, but let's see. There before them, now the original party, they was like Republic. They was just the white nationalists, the original white nationalists, Ben Franklin and them.
They still the white nationalists. They
Yeah.
didn't change. They just got
Shouts
some
out to
thinking
Karma
to do.
804.
Welcome.
Yeah, they didn't change at all. But see,
They still think the same. They
oh
still
damn,
not
hold
doing
on.
nothing for you.
No, this ain't it.
Still promising you nothing and giving you nothing.
All right, my bad. I got this kind of confused. I was rushing. I told you I got it last minute, right? So, all right. See, it began like now. This is when the Republican Party at the time, which will be the Democrat Party. But before that, they was like all together in what they do. And the beginning of
They
it,
still together. They didn't
yeah,
change, you guys. They fail to realize that they still believe the same thing. Keeping your black ass down. They didn't
yeah,
change. They still believe that. They still proving that faithfully every time you vote them in, whether they're red or blue. They still keeping you down. Ain't
yeah.
doing nothing for you. The Democrats for the immigrants now, and Republicans for white folks. Who for black people? Nobody. We not even for black people.
Facts. Now, of course, it's gonna probably start freezing because I got way too much stuff up. But and I probably should have stuck to one. But I want to show y'all the beginning of it. Like, so the Democrat Party was first, right? But the Democrat Party would be like what y'all would know as the Republican Party. But this happened with um the dude on the $20 bill, Andrew Jackson. And he was the one that led the wars in Florida. The Underground Railroad used to go to Florida because it was like a Spanish colony. You could get freedom, but he led a war, and they was like, I can assure you, this is a Negro war, right? Where enslaved black people were fighting for their freedom. But damn, this joint is tripping. It might not even work. So I don't know if we can do it this way. Damn. All right, I don't know. So I'm gonna try to go back and see.
Black people are still holding on to this thing about slavery. They still talking about it. And I think the more and more you continue to talk about slavery, the more and more you set yourself back. Master P was
Thank
absolutely
you.
right in this interview. We need to stop harping on slavery. We need to stop talking about it. 'Cause every time you talk about slavery, you just try to use that as an excuse to why you're struggling. Slavery is nothing but an excuse for Black people. Oh, the reason why I'm struggling is because my ancestors was enslaved. Like she said, there was a
I'm
lot of
struggling because
lessons
you
that you're supposed to
stupid and
learn
you
from
talking
slavery.
shit right
We
now.
still
That's why
making we
we
still
struggling.
making them same.
Because you're not doing nothing for yourself. That's why we struggling. Because we let
Yeah,
white people do everything for us. That's why we struggling. Because we
yeah,
got
and all he
idiots like
doing is
this that
just
want to talk.
repeating.
Exactly. That's white supremacy stuff. People, I don't think we understand when we regurgitating white supremacy talking points. That's what he's doing. You done been around them white folks way too much, bro. You done got too much money. So now you ain't struggling. But all they got to do is pop their fingers, snap their fingers, and you will struggle today. Because all you have to do is not do what they tell you to do, and you're gonna be struggling too. And it's due to slavery. And they
Yeah,
got us so twisted that we don't want to do anything for ourselves. We don't want to fight. We don't want to lift a finger. We'll sit up here and see our brothers being hung and agree. Because you had one sheriff, he was black. The one in North Carolina, wasn't he black, the sheriff? And he said, oh yeah, dude hung himself. You mean you gonna go into the talking points too? You're not gonna do nothing different? See, this is why you don't let black folk get in charge. I'm just saying, because they ain't gonna do nothing for you because they work for them. So it's very hard even voting for somebody black because you know that you like, okay, are we getting a coon? Because the ones that was really doing anything dead. Malcolm, you know, he dead. Megger, dead. Those are the ones that was really doing something for black people. All them leaders that's sitting up here still breathing, that like I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna talk. I'm not gonna disrespect our Louis Farrakhan. I ain't gonna disrespect him. But if he was really doing something for black people, he'd be dead too. I'm just saying. I've heard anybody talking about in favor of black people still living. We don't want to say anything. We don't want to do anything. We'll sit there and just watch our brothers get hung and do nothing. But I'm gonna rest with that. Go ahead. You do your show. Because
yeah, it's
it's
just
making me
knocked me
sick.
off. So nah, you good. I just realized that it stopped me from sharing it and everything. Oh, this one is going crazy.
Oh, it's out. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, hold on. All right, so hopefully
You ain't
you
got
can hear
too
me,
many
right?
windows open. I can hear you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, I know. It's gonna might be hard to do it this way because of my computer.
At least your computer working. Mine burnt the cord burnt out. So I got to get a whole new computer now. I'm like, oh Lord.
All right, so hopefully we can hear this.
Was Andrew Jackson the seventh president of the
Now
United
y'all talking about Trump now. This dude is 1,000 times worse than
States,
Trump
the
here.
most racist president in U.S. history? This is a question that has sparked much debate. His presidency was marked by controversy, particularly when Jackson assumed
All
the
right.
highest office
So
in the
at the
land,
to talk
and it
about that,
wasn't
we got to
without
go to the
controversy.
beginning of the
As he stepped
first
into the role of
party
the
was
seventh
the
president of the United
or
States, Jackson
Republican
carried with him a
Democrat
set
Party,
of
but they was white
policies and
nationalists.
beliefs that would leave an indelible mark on the nation's history. One of the most contentious aspects of his presidency was his stance on Native American tribes and their rights to their ancestral lands. Jackson's presidency was shared during his time. However, in retrospect, many contemporary observers and historians have labeled these actions.
See, now he is when they first started dividing from each other, right? Because this is when the now Republicans, but I guess they would call them Democrats at the time, was like being born type of thing, in the 1820s with him as the president. So now we have brothers like this saying it. Meanwhile, I wish I had the actual um comments. Now, this brother has spent all of these years talking about Master P talks importance of youth and racial equality. Master P talks justice in somewhere academy basketball team, right? Um Historically, he's always like, this is why it's like, kind of weird that he's even saying this. I'm trying to find a clip of him saying
Well, when
it.
they pay you millions of dollars, you say whatever the master wants you to say.
Mm,
You have to understand they work for them. They can't
mm.
do anything. They can't say anything. How many artists or celebrities come out and talk about hangings? They have not opened their mouth because they can't. They better not open their damn mouth. They're gonna lose everything. You see what happened to Kanye West when he opened his.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Cassandra. It came. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say what you were saying now.
You see what happened to Kanye West when he opened his mouth, started talking about black folk, started standing up for black people. He almost lost all of his money. They know what they can talk about and what they can't. And they know he was sent. And Master P was sent to talk shit right about now about black people, his own. Oh, forget about talking about slavery. No, we're not. No, you're doing enough. Now you're trying to erase the history, take the books out of. They're trying to change it so that we don't remember slavery. But we're gonna always remember that. That's our history. You don't hear the Jews talking about don't talk about the Holocaust. They talk about it every chance they can. So how they can talk about the Holocaust, we can't talk about slavery, which was worse than the Holocaust. And I rest. Can't talk about
No,
and remember. I'm never
that's
gonna forget
facts.
slavery because if we do, we're gonna repeat. It's what we're doing now. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
Y'all see what mess
Can you hear it, Cassandra?
Nope.
Damn. What the hell? All right.
I
Hold
don't
on.
hear
Let me
nothing.
stop. All right. Let me try it again. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear. Oh, my bad.
y'all see what mess
Now you can hear it, right?
he
Yeah,
said
we can hear it.
Kevin now culture to
I was trying to find one with his actual words, but I guess I should have looked for it, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Now, like I was trying to show you, like now his past thing, he schools Congress about media stereotypes and how he had to do it because they wouldn't, he did create his own company because he was probably blackballed, he understood how it worked, right? And
Well,
so
he
every
got it
couple of
now.
years, yeah.
He know now what to do. That's why he
Mhm.
got in line. They said, if you gonna get in line, or you ain't gonna make no money. He's like, well, okay, mouse, I guess I'll get in line. Got tired of being hungry.
Mhm.
He got tired of being hungry because of slavery.
For the money. I had
Listen,
nobody to pat me on the back to say, Pete, you could do something else with your life. Think about the music. Think about the content. Kids are listening. And let's think about the consciousness that we're putting into our music.
It's a powerful and necessary.
we're not going through all of that, but um now one thing that I remember is Master P was sitting here talking to this judge that I was talking about, Judge Olu Stevens. Now this brother this was
Yeah.
like years and years ago, okay, 10 years ago here, where he was took off of the case because he wouldn't let a black defendant have an all-white jury because he was like, this not the makeup of the town, like. And then they took him off all the cases, forced him to apologize, all sorts of stuff,
Of
and Master
course.
P went out there talking to him at the time.
How are you, Jan? Good to see you.
We got trying to follow up with you.
Okay, Percy
yesterday.
Robert Miller, aka
All right.
Master P, want to
All
come
right.
over
Hey,
and
how you
talk
doing?
to you.
Oh, Lou Stevens. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Hey,
Welcome
Judge,
to Louisville.
one
Out
thing
there in Kentucky.
I wanted to come and talk to you about very briefly.
Oh, that's the
Is
Breonna Taylor case, man. We wouldn't let them arrest her
hopefully
boyfriend when they tried to arrest him.
basically
I charged
about chronic
I
incarceration.
remember they took him, they shut him down. He's still shut down, right?
The population is 18 to 20.
I haven't heard from him since, I would say that.
The incarcerated
Yep,
population
ain't
is
heard nothing from him since.
upwards of 55%. So that's staggering. Yeah.
You can't go against a program, not by
So
yourself.
they said it was ethics violation because he would not have an all black, all white jury for a dude, right? And this is
Ain't that
Judge
something?
Ogle Stevens putting racist, like somebody called him the N-word. He was like, "You will not do this in my court," right? And I remember,
That's what they should have did with Carmelo. They had a non-white jury for that boy. They knew better.
and so this guy, now he was elected, and he asked for him to be removed. Now he was forced to apologize, right? Check this out, Judge Ogle Stevens.
I just want to first of all thank everyone that's come out to support me today. I want to say that I'm delighted to have this over with, move forward,
It's so sad. People
and
stand
I'm
for
looking
nothing.
forward to getting back to the bench.
That's all
They
Judge
ain't got no
Ogle
balls.
said to reporters as he left the courtroom. But in court, he read a longer statement that included an apology to Commonwealth's attorney, Tom Wine.
I do not believe Tom Wine is a racist.
Because he wouldn't let them do no dirt. Ain't that something you gotta apologize?
He had
I'm
to
so
read
sick of
off the thing. I do not believe he is a racist. Like that sounds like a damn hostage letter if you're reading it. Like
yeah,
I
but
do
he
not
was.
believe
So why
the
would you?
racist DA is a racist. No, I
He
don't.
is.
Even though he suspended me for being racist. Crazy.
Implied as much.
Yeah, right.
But this is
Well, we
There
don't
are
old
have no
though.
balls.
no ill will toward Mr. Wine or anyone
We
in
just
the
ain't gonna
Jefferson
get it.
Commonwealth Attorney's Office.
Stevens
This
is
is why
referring to
we can't get
Facebook
ahead.
comments he
Because
posted.
when we do feel it,
Time
we don't stand
Ray
up
Wine
for it.
challenged his dismissal
And
of
when
an
we do, we get
officer in
punished.
a black defendant's case. But in court,
But that's in
Stevens said
anything.
he recognized Wine's right to seek a legal clarification.
I accept that apology, and as Judge Stevens said, I have no
Accept it.
him.
So it's okay,
I don't
consider it.
accept
Never
nothing.
did.
Because the truth hurts. The truth
Our
hurts.
hope is that we will be able to
He
work.
said accept your apology.
You know he down
Wine
racist.
said
He
this
know it.
prosecutor
He know he racist.
All right. That's old news though, consider. So
That's today's news. That ain't old. It's still today. It's still the same justice system. It never changed.
Lord
But
have
when black
mercy.
folks want to stand up for themselves, then that's when we got to go and apologize. Right, Nick Cannon? What's the other dude? The other basketball player. What's the other one that he
Kyrie
came
Irving.
out with the book? Yes, is that yes? Okay.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So when they do see the truth, you got to go and apologize. Why we always got to apologize for the truth that we see? Why is it always wrong when we see it different and we speak up on it? Oh, you can't speak up on it. Oh, it is injustice. Why we can't stand on what we see? You trying to tell us what we see? We see the hangings. You trying to tell us the suicide? No, we don't hang. So when is somebody gonna stand up and say it?
No,
Go
check
ahead.
this out. Right. I found all right, so it might mix well. Right. So check this
Let
out.
me stop smiling because this shit ain't funny. I have a message for y'all today, and it's from a Facebook group called White and Proud. And this is a message that white servers have for black people. So I'm going to read it for y'all just so I can spread awareness. But anyways, it says, to all you blacks in here, keep this in mind. Hope you enjoy your next meal next time you eat out. There is a Facebook group that I am a part of, which is this one that I'm reading from.
I'm gonna go sit in the restaurant until they serve me, consider. You mean what do you mean
Exactly.
you
That's what
spit
we
in my I'm
did.
gonna sit
You
in
ain't
there
just
until you
you ain't,
serve.
but guess what? You ain't just started eating their food, their shit. Ain't that what many told you? You ain't just started eating that. You've been eating that since you forced them to serve you a hamburger way back in the day when you were sitting at their counters and you forced them to make you a shake. Oh, you was eating it then. You think they stopped? No, they just told you that we still doing it. They never stopped. But go ahead.
No, well, we
They never
as long
stopped.
as I get to
They
sit at
still
the
serving it.
restaurant,
Yeah, but
as
and
long as
you
I get to
black
sit
folks
at the
don't go to
table.
the restaurant. They gonna still continue drinking their spitting, eating their whatever. Your hamburger they didn't throw on the floor before they served it to you and spit all on it. If that don't gross y'all out and y'all still going to their restaurants, you need to eat whatever they give you.
I mean, like they ain't even got to spit in it. They be making food like disgusting, like raw food, and
They
like
be
putting their
making
dogs in the
exactly,
food, and they ain't even got to
exactly.
spit in it. To
They
be
never
honest.
stop. They never stop.
There's a
They never
whole
stop.
racist group chat of like 400,000 people that are tampering with like black people's foods at the restaurants, they specifically mention Texas Roadhouse and this other place called Logan's. That shit is fucking wild. Now you can't even trust going to, I mean, I'm sure this ain't nothing new to be honest, but now they're just out in the open. I can't ever go to Texas Roadhouse.
Hey y'all, let me stop smiling because this shit ain't funny.
MG2, what up, my brother?
And it's from a Facebook group called White and Proud. And this is a
I
message
know
that
you already know the answer to the
have
question.
for black people. So I'm gonna read it for y'all just so I can.
All right. So you get your spit mixer. And by the way, like I knew somebody that worked at McDonald's. They'd be like, yo, if they drop a patty under the oven, they was like, yo, don't throw that patty away. Pick that joint up and put it back on there because they ain't trying to save money. But that's a whole nother type of thing, you know.
And y'all
So
still gonna eat from them, huh? They gonna still go. They gonna still go and eat from them. They've
yeah.
been doing your food like that. This didn't just start today. Are you serious? They've been doing this shit since you forced them to fix your food in the first place. You've been eating that stuff a long time, honey. Just like you seen the Chinese man spit in the stuff he was making. Oh God, that was so sickening. Oh God, my stomach is. And we still continue eating, knowing that they feed you. We knew that, but we still kept going, didn't we? I'm just saying. Well, no, we ain't gonna stop. But go ahead. I'll rest.
Okay. All right, so let's go back to now we saw that the beginning of the political thing, like all right, they had the Democrat, well, basically white nationalists, Democrat, Republican together, you know what I'm saying? White nationalists together, you know. So then you had Andrew Jackson who started bringing the Republican, right? So going into what we about to talk about now, right? One question that has always existed, right, is the Negro question of America, right? That's just something that has always been debated about. Now, the reason why they call it the Lincoln Douglas debates is because in 1858 they focused heavily on the status of the future of African Americans. And in every debate, if you go back and listen to them, like from the ones that I've been able to listen to anyway, and probably if you read transcripts from ones before they had audio, they have a question like that is separate. Like, so what are we gonna do with the African Americans? Like today it might be like, so what do you think about reparation? What do you think about the 13th Amendment or whatever thing that we're dealing with at the time? And it is known as the Negro question, right? That's what I call it, right? So I guess it can give you a good thing about it because that's what I call it, right? Now one thing that it stems from was this ruling, right? And I realized that you have to talk about this stuff more, right? This ruling called Dred Scott versus Sanford, right? And this ruling was I guess I should have picked one
On
before
March
I
6,
got on here.
1857, the Supreme Court ruled in Dred Scott versus Sanford that black people were not American citizens.
And you see how I skip when they say we're not a citizens considered.
Could not sue in courts of law. Dred Scott was a black man who had been enslaved for years by a military physician named Dr. John Emerson. While he was enslaved, Mr. Scott traveled and resided with Dr. Emerson in several states where slavery was illegal. They eventually settled in Missouri. When Dr. Emerson died, Mr. Scott and his wife Harriet sought freedom in the Missouri State Court. The Supreme Court ruled in Dred Scott versus Sanford that black people were not American citizens and could not sue in courts of law.
Still can't.
Scott was a black man who had been enslaved for years by a military physician named Dr. John Emerson. While he was enslaved, Mr. Scott traveled and resided with Dr. Emerson in several states where slavery was illegal. They eventually settled in Missouri. When Dr. Emerson died, Mr. Scott and his wife Harriet sought freedom in the Missouri state courts. The Scotts argued that because they had lived in territories where slavery was illegal,
It's,
Went out.
I know it's freezing, and now it's echoing too.
Yeah, I hear it.
I think it's StreamYard though. So I'm gonna go out and come back in while it's playing.
Legal, their enslavement had been voided. But the court ruled against them and authorized Dr. Emerson's widow to continue enslaving them, as enslavement was legal in Missouri. When she later passed her estate, including the Scotts, to her brother, Dred Scott sought freedom in federal court, resulting in the United States Supreme Court's decision, which held that Black people were not citizens even when born in the United States. The ruling kept the Scotts legally enslaved, along with millions of Black people born in the United States. Dred and Harriet Scott were eventually freed by a subsequent enslaver after the decision. Harriet Scott lived for another 20 years, but Mr. Scott died of tuberculosis just a few months after gaining freedom.
Basically, it's
He
still an
couldn't
echo.
even
Damn.
enjoy his freedom. He had to die, didn't he? Couldn't even enjoy his little freedom.
Hey,
Get free.
Consistent, try to go out and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically, it said, there is no law that they have to respect, And maybe that's the thing of the past, maybe not. Who knows. But also, before we go back to see if that's the truth or not, I have to do this though for those who may not know, right? Because the first Republican at the time, Democrat, would be Lincoln. That's what they said that side was born from, right? And I gotta show you, there is no lesser of two evils. He was a piece of too,
I'm not here to disrespect
Oh man.
Abraham Lincoln. I'm here to tell the full story your history books won't tell you. Because when we don't tell the full story, we're bound to repeat the same patterns and make the same mistakes of our predecessors. And knowing your history helps you not only think critically, but to challenge these perceptions and these patterns that can find themselves in our present day. But instead, you called me ignorant of history because I dared to bring up Lincoln's complexities. So let me break something down for you. Lincoln might have thought slavery was wrong, but he was not this great abolitionist. He and his party believed in gradual emancipation at best, and they did not want slavery expanding into new territories. Lincoln said out of his own mouth that Black people were not equal to white people during a debate.
Cassandra?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's still an echo. I think it's StreamYard. I got an echo, and you got an echo.
Do I have an echo?
Yeah. Oh. Do you have it on in the background or something?
Nope, I'm on my phone. Nothing's on the background. I'm on my phone.
I might got it on in the background. Let's see.
I closed all my windows in the back. Can you still say something?
Yeah, I don't know. It's still an echo. But
Yeah.
we can still keep going though. If you don't mind.
Go ahead.
He also said that if he could save the Union without freeing Black people, he would. He also supported colonization, meaning that if he didn't have to free Black people, he would rather send them to another country than give them their freedom right here in the United States. And the Emancipation Proclamation only applied to Confederate states that left the Union. So the only way that it could be applied is if the Union was in a Confederate state to enforce it. And also that did not apply to any border states. They still had slavery. So for anybody telling me that I'm ignorant, and better yet, for anybody telling me that I need to be grateful that my people were freed by Abraham Lincoln, I have something to tell you. Slavery should have never existed in the first place. Shouldn't have existed in a country that when they declared their independence from Britain, they said that all men were created equal and entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Sound contradictory, doesn't it? So you telling me to be grateful for somebody freeing enslaved people is like telling a fish, good job for swimming. And it's important context to know that the man that did a big contribution in freeing Black people also did not see them as equal. That context matters. So once again,
Now, Cassandra, I'll give you a guess, one guess. How many people did Abraham Lincoln actually free? The Emancipation, whatever, free.
None. Absolutely none. We're still slaves.
All right, hold on. Say that again. Say that
We
again,
are
but
still
I'm gonna go
slaves.
out and come back. But say that again.
Absolutely none. We are still slaves. Look around you. I mean, look at what they're doing to you now. This proves that you're not a citizen. But we don't understand that. We still think that we're, and people tell you this my country. It's not. That's why they're doing what they're doing to you and getting away with it. And you have nothing to say about it. You better not open your mouth. You better shut. You don't have the same freedoms that they have.
You
And
can
this
hear
is
me?
why they're doing, and nobody's doing anything about it. But go ahead. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. The echo's gone.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Am I
Okay. I
still
had to
echoing?
stop
Okay.
sharing it and then I had to reshare it. But then when I stopped sharing it, I can't hear. It's definitely StreamYard though, because I see other people having the same problem.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, the answer is zero. You are correct. You know, the answer is zero because like she just said that it didn't apply to the places where it was not like where he didn't have any control, and the places where he did have quote unquote control, he didn't apply it to them, you know.
Yeah.
And not only that, right? So there was a incident where a general was going down burning a bunch of stuff and quote unquote freeing a bunch of black people, and Abraham Lincoln sit there and wrote him a letter and was like, yo, stop doing that, because we don't want to alienate our loyal. Okay, so here we go. Missouri was a vital slaveholding state that remained loyal to the Union, and Lincoln feared that a sudden uncoordinated military emancipation decree by a general would alienate the holders, therefore push Missouri, Kentucky, Maryland, Delaware, all of them to succeed. Because it had nothing to do with freeing your black handpots, of course, you know.
Had nothing to do with black people. Never. It's always gonna make them money.
Yes, and in fact, he wanted to ship you out of to like Liberia or something, you know.
Exactly. And didn't give you nothing off which. Just, set you free and what gave you a piece of bread and a apple.
The father of the Democrats there, you know.
Loaf of bread, a couple slices of bread. When they gave white folk millions reparations for losing their slaves, but didn't give the actual slaves nothing. And then when you built for yourself, they burned it down. Black Wall Street. There's so many other cities like they
Now
do
let's
now. They
check.
still destroying black communities. Go
Now
ahead.
let's see if Dred Scott is still in effect here.
Can I help you?
Look
Can I
around.
help
See
you?
it's still in effect.
Yeah, so when I ran the plate, the registration comes back expired as of February. Okay, that's not my business. You gotta call that Enterprise. Yeah, well, I'm sure if you ran the plate, it said Enterprise, if anything. Yeah, but you're operating the vehicle. I'm operating a rental car that's from Enterprise, so deal with them. Okay, you got your license on you? Absolutely. Here's the registration too. Thank you. Here you go. Thanks. Here you go, sir. Thank you, sir. What you got with you? I got my partner. Oh, okay. Something I'm pretty sure if you ran the play, it said Enterprise. That's something you got to take up with them. Well, that's something you got to take up with them because the issue is now you're driving the car. Not necessarily. I can't depict if it's a rental car is registered or not. I can't depict that, but you can run the plate and it says Enterprise. But it's up to you to. It's not up to me. How do I figure out if an Enterprise car is registered or not? Please.
No, have mercy. I'm so sick of these crackers. I wish they would fucking disappear immediately.
Well,
Sooner than 2040. Because Biden told us 2040, right?
he did.
2040 can't get here quick enough.
He did say that.
2040 cannot get here quick enough. But you know they ain't going nowhere because we helping them reproduce. So they not going nowhere. We still creating them. Them little
Yo,
mixed babies.
Cassandra, you are a damn prophet. I'm telling you, because I skipped all of that, so you gave me a reason to go back to it. But yeah,
Man.
we'll get to because I ain't gonna keep skipping around before we end up getting messed up for real. So let's just go stick to it.
Right. Let go.
Now, did you see this? They jumped on this little boy.
I ain't touching him.
Instead of leaving that man alone,
He talking to me now.
alone. He walked away and y'all kept fucking with that man. And y'all kept fucking with him. He walked away while y'all didn't go y'all.
Did you saw that? Did you saw that?
Yes, I got it on.
Did you saw that? You got it on camera? Get you. Get you. You my sweetheart.
I got you. You walked
You
away.
my sweetheart.
They kept harassing you.
You did not harass me.
They kept harassing
Get
you.
you.
The hell?
Get you.
He's like kind of slow, Cassandra. Like he got like mental issues, you know. And they was jumping on the brother, and the sister had to come over and intervene from like all these big white dude Neanderthal males jumping on this disabled young brother. Like he's like, you know, not, and he's like homeless. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I guess
Yeah.
he'll come up with suicide next, huh? We need to watch this brother. He gonna come up missing too. How you that big and you can't fight?
Well, because he's not right in the head. He's like
He ought to
he's
just go to swinging. Most of them people like that, they don't be taking no mess from people. They be kicking your butt.
yeah.
Them people don't be playing. So I don't understand how he at the bottom of all them other men. He's supposed to just go to swinging. He got a reason to swing. Mental illness is his reason, and he could just go to swinging and go to shooting. I could go, not condone violence.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me.
But yeah, speaking of that
And
stuff,
there you see another victim of what we believe are modern day lynchings, 1960 murders of Black people being found in trees.
by the way, in the 1920s, 1916s, and stuff like that, there was no like kind of political thing because we realized there is no lesser of two evils. They all you. Oh, by the way, yo, before we go to that, let me show you an interesting side note, right? Because you know how they be like the Democrats and the Republicans flip, right? I want to show you. Now, the president that came after Abraham Lincoln was Andrew Johnson, right? Who was a um he was a Democrat, which would mean he would be a Republican, right? So he was a member of the Democrat Party before it switched, so he would be a Republican. So like really a Republican, it would be like a Republican president implementing Reconstruction era, because this is when Reconstruction happened. So a Republican president, it would be like George Bush implementing Reconstruction, right? And we don't have to go on. We could talk about that later, right? Now, but the interesting thing is the president who ended Reconstruction was of the Republican Party, which would have been of the Democrat. It would be like Joe Biden ending uh Reconstruction or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like when they be like, yo, well, the parties flipped and all that stuff, so then you be like, well, the Republicans, because they like the Republican, like the, I don't know how they divide themselves. That's why it's hard for me to say this. But like what they would call the right, they'd be like, they forget about history and leave over where Republicans and Democrats switch parties. Well, even if they do that, you don't even you can buy into their nonsense and be like, well, you know, it was a Republican president that ended slavery, you know what I'm saying? Or ended Reconstruction, you know. So I just thought that was interesting. That would be like that would be like whatchamacallit, like was it, Joe Biden ending Reconstruction, you know. So I just thought that was kind of interesting, but that's just me, you know. So this is when Reconstruction was ended, you know.
This is 29-year-old Soraya or Syria Henderson that was found on July 1st, 2026, behind a Dollar Tree in St. Petersburg, Florida. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High and Nolan Wells. Let's just read the friend whose family says she loved life and cherished her 3 children.
And just so we can, you know, keep talking about this, you know.
We need our own investigating team so we can put this stuff together to see who are they coming in contact with. It's got to be a common denominator. Are they being
Wow.
pulled over? Are they being stopped on the streets? Or what's the common denominator?
Because Israel, we've told them the common denominator for a long time now. We know what the common
Yeah.
denominator is.
I don't know what we're waiting on. We already know what to do. What we wait though? You get one of them little Nolan friends and you do the same to them.
Grab any selection of our fan favorites for
I
less.
don't know what happened. He committed suicide. He must have been.
Our creamy peanut butter. Hurry in. Shop
Oh
these
damn!
deals.
Hold on, my bad. Yeah. I can't stop it. Okay. Yeah, he must have committed suicide.
Yeah, I'm sure. Even with no throat,
And Roy,
you
no.
can't even tell what happened. Or lungs.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to that white boy. He was just red, and then I don't know. He just went off and jumped off a tree, I guess.
Rapids, North Carolina. 38-year-old Demetrius Fleming was found hanging from a tree. And I'm going to keep this video real cut and dry. Black people don't hang themselves from trees. And you know what? If you don't like this message, you can unsubscribe. You can unfollow. I don't need support.
Oh, my good white folks going to be out there, though.
I don't need you to buy a ticket to my show. I don't need you to watch another video, another skit. I don't need you to like me because this is real and near and dear to my heart. Because I'm a Black man. I'm 32 years young. And I'm sick and I'm tired of seeing
when all the joking stops. That's what happens, you know.
But you know what? Times have not changed. Times have not changed. The same thing that we dealt with years ago, we're dealing with now. And people want to sit up here and say, America is different. America is this, America is that. America is the same America. Ain't nothing changed but the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing changed but the weather.
You know, Cassandra, I challenge anybody to tell me the law that overturned the Dred Scott case. I dare you.
Oh, wow.
Black people do not hang themselves from trees. The fact that we even have to discuss this in 2026, I don't have to talk about it no further. I ain't got to go in detail. I don't got to go in detail for a Black person, a white person, a pink, blue, yellow, orange person. We are talking about hangings and lynchings in 2026. My brothers and sisters, we are talking about hangings and lynchings in 2026.
The difference between 1926 is they knew there was no lesser of two evils. Today in 2026, we think there is, you know. So.
And I believe the only thing that changes things like this is prayer. That's why I believe in the Lord.
There you go.
I believe in Jesus. Yes, I do. If you don't like
Stand
that,
on both knees.
You can unfollow me.
Put my hands together.
No problem with that. I believe in prayer. I believe in a higher power that's higher, above every name, above every person, every color, every creed. I believe in Him, and I'm believing that
So consider all we got to do is pray. So we can get off here and just go pray for. I didn't say how long we were supposed to pray for though.
We've been praying since slavery, right? Before slavery, right? And we still praying. We ain't stopped yet. So I think it's time to do something else besides pray. He said faith without work is dead, right?
Praise the Lord
So
and
you
pass
praying
the
ain't doing that.
ammunition.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go deacons of defense. Where the deacons of defense at? You need to bring them back. We should show them some deacons of defense. What did they do? They handled their business. KKK didn't enter their neighborhoods. And as you know, history, when you got a weapon, they don't bother you. That's history. But we're going to sit here and pray. Maybe it'll go away.
Maybe. Oh man, I don't know what to say. That one kind of defeated me right there.
May we bow our heads.
Lord have mercy. And he had no mercy. Like damn.
Oh, Lord have mercy, I tell you. We still praying, huh? And he told y'all to get up and do something. Didn't he tell David? He told David to do. He said, you're going to recover all. Because David asked him if he would. He said, yeah, go pursue. Go ahead and get yours. And we
Eye
still there
for an
waiting.
eye.
Okay. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. More y'all asses going to come up missing.
Another
Yes,
black man has been found
ain't doing nothing.
under very suspicious circumstances in Mississippi, this time in Greenville. His body was found dumped on the side of the road, burnt up and wrapped in a tarp. And this is the only news information that you're going to see about it as of today.
I guess that's what's sad.
Not to mention all of the young black people missing right now, you know, in our areas and stuff like that, especially young girls missing, you know.
So that's
Says a man of violence lead.
Oh, so it's not even a news story. They just play some music and say a body found.
Proverbs 16:29 says a man of violence leads his neighbor down a path that is not good and ends in death. And here, this is the man, Robert Elliott, who went missing, and a body was found on July 21st on the side of the road in Greenville, Mississippi. And it was not until yesterday or a couple of days ago that they identified his remains. And this is a post from one of his family members. It says, some cowards murdered my cousin in Greenville last month. Not only that, you attempted to prevent his mother from giving him a decent burial. Rest assured, we will find you. If my mama was still here, she would have already found you and had you arrested. Greenville Police Department, you are on notice to actively investigate this case, pursue all leads, and bring my family justice. Little Robert did not deserve that.
Right.
DNA came back yesterday, so you know his name. Say his name, Robert Elliott. He mattered. His life mattered.
Let's say his name. We're going to do something
now
about
say
it.
what we're
What's
going
his
to do
life
for
matter?
his name, right?
What we going to do? We get done saying his name. We going to do anything? His name. Because more, you guys know more are coming. Okay. This is out. Either you going to fight or you going to get out of America. Which one have you chosen? Either, then you're going to continue dying. And your choice.
You know what?
You could either continue dying or fight. You're dying anyway. People say, well, if we die, if we get up and fight, we're going to die. Well, you're dying if you don't fight. So I would suggest you do something. Or get out of America. Seriously. What are you waiting for? If you have your own, then run it from anywhere in the world. And then make your money. But I rest my case. Do what you want to do.
Well, all right. So let's do this, Cassandra. To wrap it up, right? Let's give them now. This is a whole nother thing, right? With America, right? See, when it started to have this party switch, right? Um, they kind of credited because before this time, right? They knew it was no lesser of two evils. 1920s, they was like, "Yo, we like I'm gonna say for me, right? They had the new Negro movement, and I think the people of the street. I think the Harlem Renaissance was like the commercial thing, and the new Negro movement was a bunch of black men coming back from wars, strapped up, right, ready to protect their communities, and doing everything they can to stop people from getting lynched, right? So then, as America began to move forward, right, I guess was the art of selling to the Negro. Maybe I should put it up, but the divide, right, where the party kind of started flipping, where they say was Franklin Roosevelt. You know what I'm saying? And the New Deal, right? So let's play some short here.
Wayfair's Labor Day clearance is here. Right now, you can get.
My bad for that. All right, let's see. Hopefully there's stuff coming up.
West Oakland, California is a predominantly African American neighborhood. This is the home movie footage of one resident, Ernest Bean. The Beans are unusual for the time, a family moving up to the middle class. Ernest is fortunate. He has a steady job. During the Depression, unemployment for blacks is at 50%.
See, and that's the thing. What they won't tell you is while they was jumping out of buildings, you, with your own economies, were doing okay. You're doing just fine. Hell, you had Black Wall Street at the time that they were jumping out of buildings, right? They had to come and try to burn it down. But you got to realize that it wasn't just Black Wall. There's a reason why they can only name 2 or 3 places when everywhere was Black Wall Street, because black men and black women and everybody protected the community. They couldn't just come in and burn it down. That's what they leave out. There was a lot of Sheriff Lucius's, Deacons of Defense, and all of these other groups began to emerge. And one thing that they did, so of course they economically starved them out, but during the 1920s and 30s, you had your own economy. So while they was jumping out of buildings, you wasn't. That's why they was like, in that Rosewood movie, like, I think that kind of symbolizes it. It was like, yo, how that N-word got a piano, right? I don't got no piano. Like, there's no way this N-word could have a piano and I can't. And then they burned the whole thing down
That's
because
not
they
true.
hate me.
Because he had a piano and they didn't.
Yeah. Watch the Rosewood movie. You'll see what I'm talking about when they or Don Cheadle had the
I
piano.
remember. Yeah.
Twice the rate of whites. Jim Crow laws mean segregation is still widespread. Even the New Deal discriminates against African Americans. Whites get the pick of the jobs and a higher wage. One place black men are well.
And see, this is I forgot about the chain gangs, and of course, this was all during this era, like the movie Life. How you could go for a crime that you didn't commit and be in there for life. And that's a true story more times than not.
To work is on the Pullman sleeper trains.
But anyway, so they left you out of all of these economic developments and stuff like that. And y'all should watch this documentary here.
If you do, he'll probably react.
Listen to this
In order
one
to
little
make
part.
sure he gets his money's worth. Buying.
Psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it,
The birth
Negro
of the
needs to
integration,
feel more.
Caesar.
He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off brands. Do you wonder why? Well, listen to what this customer is thinking.
That last hat I bought just didn't hold up at all.
You see, for a long time, the Negro has been sold a lot of shoddy, second-class merchandise. So now he asks for name brands in order to make sure he gets his money's worth.
So then you have this whole economic thing, right?
Billion. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Dollars to spend. Impact on business. I'm talking about a new market, a big new market. Millions upon millions of new prospects with $15 billion to spend. That's right, I said 15 billion. That's a lot of money, isn't it? The surprising thing is that it's a fresh market, still full of opportunities. It grew up so fast, got so big in a hurry, that few of us realize its scope. Now, these days, nobody's likely to pass up chances to sell. And yet right here in our own front yard, there's a neglected market. There's money waiting to be spent. To get the story of this market, to be able to tell you the secret of selling the Negro, we did a lot of digging. We talked to leading businessmen, to customers, and to salesmen. We went to Washington, D.C. We set up cameras and other key points around the nation. And out of this all, there
There's this,
emerged a story.
It's like that movie they cloned Tyrone. They had a whole city under them. Now, and also, I can't go to the party switch without mentioning Fannie Lou Hamer, you know. So shouts out to her.
Very different people. They had Rita Schwerner, the widow of Mickey, who had been killed in the...
You see how they got to put it right there?
But the highlight of the testimony was that of Fannie Lou Hamer. The sharecropper who had been evicted from her plantation had come to symbolize the Mississippi movement.
Mr. Chairman, and to the Credentials Committee, it was the 31st of August in 1962 that 18 of us traveled 26 miles to the county courthouse in Indianola to try to register to become first-class citizens. We was met in Indianola by policemen.
The president, Lyndon Johnson, he's not afraid of
to be first-class
Martin Luther
citizens,
King's testimony.
and they was
He's
met with
afraid of
violence.
Fannie Lou Hamer's testimony. And so he decides that the country should not see her testify live.
100 years after the 14th Amendment, they're asking for citizenship. If for those who would have said the 14th Amendment disqualifies it. Wrong. But that's why nobody ever tried to say it.
And he convened an impromptu press conference.
We will return to this scene in Atlantic City, but now we switch to the White House and NBC's Robert Goralski.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
On this day, 9 months ago,
He did it knowing that they would break away, thinking he might announce who his choice of vice president was going to.
Oh, I don't want to get to LBJ yet, right? Because I forget, well, you know, how the Dixiecrats, of course. I guess we don't need to watch it. Let's see.
Rights plank that summer, Southern delegates didn't just object, they walked out. They formed their own party and set in motion a realignment that would flip the electoral map. The Dixiecrats lasted only one election cycle, but their logic, that federal protection of Black Americans threatened white Southern power, became the template for decades of political strategy.
Southern power.
This is the story of how
You see how they always try to other themselves. Like white bitches be like, it's white dudes. Republicans be like, it's Democrats. Democrats be like, it was Republicans. There ain't no lesser of two
And they're the
evils.
same.
Like they ain't your
And
friend.
they're
None
the
of
same.
them are good. Consider, have you met the good one yet? Because
I'm
I
still
don't know.
waiting.
I'm
No,
waiting.
I'm
I
still
know
waiting.
somebody got
They say they found
babysitted
out that
one
I'm
time.
still waiting to meet one.
Yeah. One of them babysitter was a white girl that kissed him on the cheek one time. So
Anti-lynching legislation, abolish poll taxes,
And then
for a
slept with him.
Democratic Party that had relied on the solid South since Reconstruction. This was
now,
a calculated risk. Truman signed executive.
see, look, okay, I can go back to this now, right? Let's see. Check this out.
Segregation would never. Hi, I'm Kylie, and here are 3 reasons that segregation would never actually work. There's a movement called Black separatism, and I've had a lot of people comment this as well, but basically saying we should have stayed separate. And while I don't blame people for thinking this because of all the pain and the hatred that white people have caused, there are 3 main reasons this would never work. Number 1, white people don't know how to leave black or brown people alone, ever. Most of the humor that white people have and the feeling of camaraderie in whiteness is based on excluding other people, specifically people of color. So if that's taken away, guess what? White people are going to go into these all black or all brown towns and commit horrible acts. Number 2, there is a historical precedent for this. Every time there was a thriving black community, white people went in, burned the city down, and also people. And here's some screenshots. And if you want to research these communities, really tragic what happened. And finally, number 3, the main thing that we need to all work towards is an understanding of each other and seeing differences as something to be celebrated, not as something to be erased. That is why I'm very anti-assimilation. I think everyone should be able to live how they want to live and bring their own culture into the society we build, because we are stronger together, even if it doesn't feel like that.
Okay, now, while I
Well, this is
understand
where
what
we
she's
bring
saying,
in
I
Shelby.
don't agree because
And
They
this,
said no
and this is what
separation,
we do
Cassandra.
to the people that try to come in and commit genocide, like they did with Black Wall Street. You have people like Lucius and the Deacons of Defense, and you'll handle your business. And I guarantee you they'll leave your ass alone. I guarantee you it. I guarantee you it. But all you have to do is do
Talk
something
about
about it.
the
Well, go ahead.
No, facts. Listen.
the 2 Americas. Okay, y'all, let's talk about the 2 Americas. This Kentucky grandmother, also a physician, offered to pick up her grandchild and take her grandchild to daycare. When the one of the parents of the child went to the daycare, the daycare said, hey, the baby was never dropped off. That's when they realized that she had left the baby in the car for 8 hours. The baby tragically passed away. But this is what I want to talk about with the 2 Americas. Look at the comment section. Look at here. Prayers for the family. There should be a human detector in all cars. Gosh, poor mom of the baby. This is devastating. Look, daycares should be required just as a precaution to contact the parents.
Now these, I don't know if you saw it, Cassandra, but these the same white bitches that was cheering that white girl for strangling her own. Now I cheer her too. You know what I'm saying? At least she got rid of 3 little Neanderthals. You know what I'm saying? I applaud her efforts as well. Now she would have, she
Yeah.
would have almost been the good one, but she didn't. She lived, so it doesn't count. You know. So you show me a good one, I'll be like one that takes out all of them and then takes out themselves. Then we can have a discussion about John Brown, you know.
Yeah.
But she almost got there, but she lived, so she didn't quite make it. But she was almost a good one.
Cars. Gosh, poor mom of the baby. This is devastating. Look, daycares should be required just as a precaution to contact the parents. What are we seeing? We're seeing white women having compassion for their people. Also, this Kentucky grandmother has not been charged. But let's compare this. Okay, y'all. Y'all know I've been telling y'all about Deja Coleman out of Atlanta.
Okay.
This is a mom who working as a nurse's aide at a hospital. 3 kids who forgot her 1-year-old in the car. She has been charged with murder. Her lawyer had to go and beg the courts just to let her go to the funeral. They would not drop the charge, so that she could get a bond. So they had to go ask for her to be able to go to the funeral. They sent her to the funeral in an orange suit, shackled. She couldn't sit with her family. But look at the comments. Look what white women are saying. Absolutely not. You shouldn't have caused this death. Saying, oh, she shouldn't get the charged, drop so that she can get a, bond and all that. Look, another person. She needs the death penalty. Look right here. She deserves exactly what they've charged her with. This is the 2 Americas. So you guys can miss me with this. You can miss me with the Clancy case, all of that. This is clearly the 2 Americas on display. One where white women have compassion for women that look like them. And when it's a black woman, they condemn them.
That's anytime.
Okay, y'all, let's talk about.
You think this changed? This is the same. Look at Nolan Will's mom. Come on, she's asking questions about her son. They've attacked her career. They're trying to get her fired. They've attacked her. They death threats to her for asking questions about those white boys. Now you hear the white boy getting ready to sell the boat. Whoa, you're gonna sell the murder weapon? The very thing that you murdered the boy on, sell it? Nobody's saying anything. You heard the tape, but this is America, honey. It's never gonna change. It's never gonna change. What are we waiting for? Burn it down, or it's gonna burn you down. All right.
Now check this out, Cassandra.
It's your choice. Burn it down, or
Now,
it's gonna burn you down. Which one?
one part that I love though is taking away their white heroes, right? Because the first black president was Abraham Lincoln. We already talked about him, right? The third is Bill Clinton, right? Just to give you a, but the second
Oh
was
wow.
JFK because black people love
Oh.
JFK,
Mm.
and
So
I
Bill
had to
Clinton
show
called
it.
them child predators.
Yeah, like a brother that come on here and always going at black people would be like, yeah, one of the good ones was JFK. But then again, I had a brother who was like, damn, hold on. I had a brother who said some nonsense. First Rifleman was like one of them racist ones who was a slave owner was a good president. So, all right, hold on, my bad. You want to? All right, let me
Well,
see something.
we can't count First Rifleman. We can't count him.
Yeah,
You can't
but
count him as black.
yeah, before JFK
They
got
don't.
shot in the mouth, I want you to see, for going against the Irish or Italians or whoever.
John Kennedy had no interest in blacks or in equality or fairness.
Wait, say that again. The good old JFK, right? The one that black people love.
John Kennedy had no interest in blacks or in equality or fairness.
Now, this is the guy that they say, well, he had the civil rights thing, the integration thing, right? Now, this the brother they talking about, right? See, they don't even go to the person who it happened to. This brother was the one at Ole Miss who was integrating the campus, who JFK was talking about, right? Well, you have to do this, and they tried to use this to prove that. But the guy himself was like, yeah, that guy ain't give a damn about none of us. The guy himself says it.
John Kennedy had no interest in blacks or in equality or fairness. And Bobby Kennedy didn't at first, but he's a person, anybody that can be with I can't ever think his name, this anti-communist, is capable of switching. And that's what Bobby Kennedy did. I said this once, and Caroline Kennedy was in the audience. She got up and walked out. That the real decision of the Kennedy administration that helped blacks was Bobby Kennedy, not the president. I mean, she had never heard nothing like that before. because I wasn't the only one believed it, but I was the only one said it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they so this is why it was important. The other thing was John Kennedy, as a ploy, and I knew it was a ploy, had a strong civil rights plank put in because Nixon had been given credit, even though Eisenhower was president, for having the strongest position on the black, what they used to call them back in those days.
The Negro question I was trying to tell y'all about. That's why they call it the Lincoln. They had and they put him in for a strategic place, right? To, we'll see in a minute.
The strongest position on the black, what they used to call them back in those days, civil rights plank, than anybody. As a ploy, Kennedy toyed with that. Not only got it in, but it elected him, it nominated him president. Okay. Now,
See, the one thing, because Lincoln did the same thing, they had the Negro vote, you know what I'm saying, to try to get, they was like, yo, there's an untapped demographic, right? The art of selling to the Negro, where you'd be like, there's this untapped demographic that if we can utilize and try to show them that, hey, we're the lesser of two evils here. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that evil over there. But what they always do is other themselves, right? And exclude everything. That's why they be like, well, Southern slavery, as if slavery wasn't in the North, Harriet Tubman was actually in the North, you know what I'm saying? Because a white boy who tried to discredit her she was from Maryland, because there was slavery in the North. And as we saw, Abraham Lincoln was like, yo, we're not going to free all of the slaves because it's going to upset our northern slave owners. You know what I'm saying? Because they always other themselves. There is no such thing as the lesser of two evils ever. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad cop, good cop thing.
It was a matter of time. And the day Kennedy took the oath of office, that same day, I dropped my letter in the mail to old man. You understand? I mean,
So the day, so you're saying the day that Kennedy took the oath of office as president,
right?
You sent in your application for admission to the University of Mississippi,
right?
And the timing was you arranged the timing that way because what?
Because I wanted to put pressure. You see, the civil rights plan was a political position employed and had been even little talked about since the occurrence. I was wanting to force the Kennedys to either live up to it or be immediately criticized for not doing what they said.
Now, they didn't do what they said they would do, but they were white, so they wasn't criticized, But, the point is, like, you see there that I'm trying to tell you that integration was not from us, I think it was a move by them, for sure. You said so, Cassandra? You there? You want to say something?
Go ahead.
Okay. And so you know what that led to right after that? Now, the guy that after Lincoln got shot in the mouth, who took over, was good old LBJ.
Tell you what, you can't have a poll tax. They can say you can't have a gas tax or a cigarette tax, anything else. Federal government's telling the states pretty tough what their business is. Now, you can say that they can't discriminate, but I've got to prove that it discriminates. Now, I can't prove it in Texas. There are more niggers voting there than there are white folks. There are more of them buying poll taxes than there are white folks. Higher percentage of them. And I can't show that the literacy test that discriminate against because they haven't got any. They got no test at all. Just by God, anybody that can get up and pay $1.06 can vote.
You hear him? He was like, "Well, these N words, right? They vote more than anybody." And so, what did he say, Cassandra? He said, "I'll have these N words voting Democrat for the next 200 years." And you know what? Damn if it ain't been like 87. So, I'm not trying to play none of them. I'm not gonna play this. Okay, I'm not gonna play this right now. Let's see. But he did say that though, because I have those N words voting Democrat the next 200 years. And so let's see what happened at the end of those 200 years. Oh, Cassandra fell off. Let me see. Hopefully she heard that. All right, y'all. We almost done too. So we about to wrap it up in a minute. As soon as it stops freezing. Oh, shouts out to Raw. I didn't even see Raw. So the tail end of that, hopefully y'all heard me. I don't know if y'all heard me, but I was saying shouts out to Raw, shouts out to Cassandra. I mean, shouts out to Matron, shouts out to KW Don 7. I appreciate y'all for coming on here. I ain't see y'all in the chat. My bad. I was focused. All right, give me 1 second so I can let her on here. And as a result of that, they had these Negroes will be voting for Democrat the next 200 years, and falling subject to this, you know, um, love for everybody. You there, Cassandra? Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Say,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
they can hear you. I can't hear you. I'm gonna go out and come back, but say something real quick. I'm gonna go out.
I can hear you. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. StreamYard is a pain in the butt. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Wait for forecast to come back. I keep getting kicked out of here. Hope you guys enjoying a lot. So he's showing us the difference in the Democratic, what they've actually been about, which is nothing.
Can you hear me?
You back?
Yeah, you can hear me now.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's see if the thing works.
Yeah, I can.
So
It
yeah,
do work. I hear.
all right, can you say something now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, I can hear you.
Hello?
So yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, it led to this love everybody mindset, because in 1965, you had the Watts riots. In 1967, people don't even realize there were more riots in the year before Martin Luther King got assassinated than the year he got assassinated, because people was fed up. Black people was taken to the streets, and then they gave birth to this integration, love everybody, black and brown, LBG, the poor, poor. Well, we have always had that poor people love everybody stuff. But look, check this out. This is where we are
It
today.
all started with a whole bunch of white boys trying to get the black boy to play hide and seek. That's when hey, you're about to go with them. You're about to go. You're about to die. No, I'm not. Bro, I think I'm about to come with a machete and slay your ass. I'm not gonna piece your ass. For real, bro. Oh,
Young brother don't even know he about to die.
it all started with a whole bunch of white boys trying to get the black boy to play hide and seek. That's when hey, you're about to go with them. You're about to go. You're about to die. No, I'm not. Bro, I think I'm about to come with a machete and slay your ass. I'm not gonna piece your ass. For real, bro.
Let him go
These
then. How
your
about that? Let him go. Let's
these are
see.
people,
How
consider.
about if we just see? How about if we just see if he comes back? Let's just
These
see.
your
You got to
people.
prove stuff to black people. Go ahead and play hide and seek with them. What big boy, teenage boys got to do it playing hide and seek anyway? What in the world? The hell?
Hide and seek.
Go ahead on and see if he comes.
Oh damn, it cut off. Did you say something, or did you go on mute?
I'm on mute. Go ahead and
Okay,
see.
okay,
Go
all
ahead.
right. There we go.
Yep.
Hey, bro, you good? You sure? You got to ride back home? Okay, you see what happened in Northern Wales? I'm saying I got all y'all at. Ain't nobody leaving, huh? You sure you got to ride, bro? You got your phone with you? I just want to make sure, bro. You feel me? Take care of your people. Hey, bro.
And he's sitting there.
They really don't feel that they're in danger. They really don't think that they're in danger. That's the sad part about it. They don't even know when they're the prey. Remember, they just had a guy that was driving a truck, and he said that the two white guys was trying to get him to come camper. And he said, no, I'm not coming. But, and then he was talking about one of the guys that said that the brother had locked him in the bathroom. He was locked in somewhere, and come to find out that it was a lie. So we never know that we don't understand how much in danger we are. We don't get it. We don't think that they're going to hurt us. I don't understand that mindset. This is a parenting problem here. We've told our children that they're safe for so long that we actually believe it. So whatever they ask you to do, you do it. And then they kill you in the midst of it. Then you wake up dead. I'm just saying, what's wrong with us? We don't think we're in danger with them. We'll go figure that one out. Go ahead, Iris.
Oh well, check it out. All right.
Have you guys thought in oh my
Now it's sister.
still married? How many times have you guys thought in oh my goodness, this was a mistake? I've never thought that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that like every single year.
What part of it was a mistake?
Oh, all of it. So it's not a bad thing. It's like saying like
Still married.
So she's in love, but she don't even know. He don't even love her. You know.
That's the saddest thing ever, to be made a fool out of, and you don't even know you made a fool out of. She stood there and looked at him like, what are you talking about? What's going on? She was looking at him like a deer in the headlight, didn't have a clue. I keep telling y'all, these Chinese men are marrying these African women is not, love has nothing to do with it, it's about the land. Why are black women marrying these foreign men? Love has nothing to do with it. They can fake all day long. Why does she not know how he feels?
Yeah, for them it's business.
Exactly. It's all about the land. So they own land over there. They own land. And they want the hands on that land. House to get it. The same way they deal with the killers of the Flower Moon with the Indian women. They stole, killed them, and took their land. That's a true story. But all right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean, check it out.
Black women, you need to have more black children. You can only have really beautiful black children if you have them with black men. White men will not produce the same thing.
This is true. Straight out of the white man's mouth. I've been telling y'all this, but you know, a lot of y'all just don't listen for whatever reason. Thinking you're gonna get better genes and better looks, and no, a black woman plus black man equals beautiful black children.
Disgusting.
White man even telling. They know this shit. They know it.
It is not the color of your skin that we are tired of. It is your culture. We are tired of the loud, violent ghetto culture that seems to be primarily from people of color.
I'm Therese Garnier, and I'm a journalist, and I base my
Oh my goodness, they got that shit twisted, don't they? They got us twisted. And we agree with it. That's the sad part about it. We'll get on there and say the same thing she just said. But who is the number one murderers in the US? And the FBI told you. The white men. That's what the FBI told us. The white men are the most violent. So now you want to sit up there and hoodwink us when your history tells us different? Please. And don't y'all let these crackers come tell y'all shit like this. They are the most violent. Their children coming up missing and raped and molested. Epstein's list has a whole
Watch this video and
slew
I'll
of
talk.
them
Oh, sorry, hold up. My bad. Go ahead.
with the face. Epstein's list. Go pull up that list and you'll see all them white men on there, all them children. Their children. Why do you think their children act the way they act? Because that's their history. They sleep with their own babies. Dogs. Attorney that got arrested for raping his dog. Yes, his dog. Please, they want to tell you this shit. Well, I'll tell you. Go ahead. Y'all get me mad this morning. I'm sick of these crackers. Go ahead. Sick of them.
I'm going to say something completely outrageous about African American men or African men. I believe they have special powers. Yes, you have special powers if you're African American, African guy that watched this, black guy. You have special powers not only in lovemaking, but you do something to a woman, bringing her to her mastery. And your ability to understand love is a little higher than the average white guy. And it's not because your D is bigger or anything like that. It's something about the quiet confidence and non-reactivity that makes a woman self-correct herself and mirror a more sane approach to love. I think there is special magic going on there. I'm not completely tapped into where it's coming from exactly, but I believe that some of the patriarchy, the white patriarchy that came from Europe, from America, wherever.
Oh, no, not this bitch.
Teaching a woman to rely on a man did something to female sexuality, to the feeling of confidence of the woman in her powers, a white woman, and her ability to be independent. And so there's a gap there that thankfully the African men were untouched. So there is something good about a continent that, in some eyes is less developed than Europe, but through other lenses, it is a lot more developed. Just wanted to share that piece of information.
So in other words, y'all done taught her how to use a washcloth and stuff like that. And y'all didn't let them die out in the dark ages. Anyway, Cassandra. This is, you see how they separate themselves talking about this white male patriarchy thing. I want you to see this. But the problem is the Negro. Now, are we still slaves? Is the question that I have.
His hair. I said, son.
Mason said,
bye. See you later.
Matron said marriage is a business for every other group except black people. White girls are only empowered when they are with the black man. She is the man in that relationship. Because Negroes would be like, you can run down the street 100 miles an hour and still get convicted. Damn. And if you don't run, the girl only gonna do a year in jail for killing you. But speaking of business, check out this dude trying to
Run my
grudge.
fingers through his hair. I said, son, it's not goodbye.
I came out, he's like, son, what's all this lice? After he rubbed his fingers through his hair. He said, son, when the last time you took a bath?
See you later.
This morning, the anguished father of Austin Metcalf, the Texas teen stabbed to death at a high school track meet, is speaking out for the first time since a judge over the weekend refused to grant convicted murderer Carmelo Anthony a new trial.
This case was really never about guilt or innocence. It was about how long you're going to do.
Anthony, who is now 19, was sent.
Now, the problem is, though, only reason I'm
He was
playing this is
charged with murder for self-defending himself, for defending himself against bullies, because his daddy taught him how to be a bully. Austin's dad taught him how to be a bully. So that's why Austin's dead today. If he had kept his hands to himself, he would be still breathing. But because he decided to put his hands on somebody and somebody fought back, that's why he's in the grave. But that's his dad's own fault. He taught his child how to be a bully. So that's what he should be apologizing. He should be apologizing to Carmelo. I'm sorry that I created this thug. I'm sorry I created a bully. I'm sorry that I was a horrible dad. That's the testimony. That's what we should be hearing from this man. Is this what we're going to hear from him? He should be apologizing to all of us, to all those students that had to put up with his thug sons because they were bullies and so many complaints against those bullies. But the dad created it. So that's the only thing that he should have been saying out of his mouth. Apologizing for creating those thugs in the first place. They mamas should have swallowed. And I rest with that.
facts.
So let's hear his lies.
Well, no, the only reason I'm playing this is because it's something that's even worse here. Because he's irrelevant, you know.
Oh, he's so irrelevant.
You already know.
Irrelevant
His life is pretty much
still be breathing.
ruined. I don't feel sorry for what he did, though. He needs to be
You
healthy.
should feel sorry. You did. You created it.
Notoriety about the killing spread beyond Texas, due in no small part to social media posts that amplified elements of the case involving race. There were no black jurors, and critics questioned whether Anthony received a fair trial.
Do you have a sense of why
How
some
could he in
people
America?
can't accept
How
that,
the hell could he?
they believe Carmelo Anthony did not get a fair trial?
Sure. There are people in this world
What's American
that will
history?
believe whatever they're told. They follow.
Of course.
Can I ask you about the racial element of the case?
Please, let me ask you this.
How did it get that way?
It's real simple. The other side decided to bring it up.
He said it started when he was asked to leave a press
white boy
conference
put his
by
hands.
Anthony's parents shortly
Didn't he
after
bring it
his
up?
son's murder.
Didn't he bring
Was
it
not
up though?
invited?
Right after the trial, he did a whole racist rant. So that's how it became racial. When your son was alive, he made it racial. So now he want to turn and come the victim. No, you should have been apologizing. I wish I could have interviewed him.
It gets worse, Cassandra.
I should have Phil
Where's his
Scott
parents?
interview him.
How was he
That
raised?
African diaspora
Why did this
interview.
happen? Not, oh, he's black, he must be guilty.
And exclude
How was he
evidence
raised?
of
Coming
Anthony
from
Metcalf's character or past behavior.
He had 75 pages on Carmelo. I read that. But was it my
About your
finest moment? No.
son. Let's talk about
It
your
was
son.
viral on the internet. So it's a social media
Let's
experience.
talk about your son.
One,
listen to this.
75 pages
Nobody cares.
on Carmelo.
After the verdict, Jeff Metcalf appeared on a podcast where
How
he
many of your
used
sons?
racially charged language and disparaged Anthony's family.
What was that about?
One, yes, I said it. Two, I own it. I'm not
Right.
backing away from it. If you get to the 10 seconds before the clip and you get the context, because I'll repeat it for everybody right now. I'm not racist. Let me make something up that is racist, and I bet you it will go viral.
He said it's a social
Social media experiment.
It was an experiment.
And he
But
raised his son to
was
be
it my
racist.
finest
And
moment?
see, he didn't have the right kind of interviewer. They should have asked him about your son's history. Why'd you teach your son how to be racist? Why'd you allow your son to be a bully? Why were you a bully? That's the questions we should be asking him. This country history, an all-white jury, the history, you'll never get a fair trial. Never. So they allowed that. That we have to blame that stuff. We got to blame the parents too now. Why would you allow a all-white jury? Why? There's no way I'd have had my son in an all-white jury. I'd have been, no, we're not doing this. But go ahead, I rest. Let's hear the lies.
No, all right. This the worst part. That's the worst part.
Treatment, public access, judicial impartiality, and the constitutional process cannot be dismissed as merely bringing race into the case. In recent weeks, Jeff Metcalf started a foundation named for his son with Bruce Carter, a community advocate who works on conflict resolution.
It's the ability to walk away, but you have to teach people that before they're in that moment. We live in a society right now that conflict is normal, so we have to prepare people prior to that.
They started a foundation with this dude.
How much did they pay this Negro? How much you pay him? How much did you give him out of the boys' insurance policy that you just got paid? How much you get paid? How much you pay him? Let's talk about that. How much he paid this black man to get up there and co-sign all of this BS. This man just did a whole rant on Carmelo. And now you got your black ass up there. See, this is why black folk will never be free right here. This right here. You'll never be fucking free because you have people like this that want to sit up there and go against their own for $1. Because I know he got paid to do that. So I'll get paid $20, but I'll disrespect my whole race. We should have showed it up at this brother's house, and that's the one they should have had in that tarp that was burned. The tarp rolled up in the tarp. That's who should have been rolled up in the tarp. But don't rest. Again, I'm good.
But you have to teach people that before they're in that moment. We live in a society right now that conflict is normal, so we have to prepare people prior to that.
I want to make sure no other parent has to feel this way. Now, can I change the entire world? No, but I can do my part. Because it starts with one step. This is the first step. But it's the first step of the rest of my life.
What do you want us to know about Austin and how he should be remembered?
That he's burning in hell right now. That's the only thing we need to know.
The reason is a thug. I shouldn't have taught him how to be a bully. I should have been a better parent. No, you're not gonna say
Yes.
And we'll spot you up to $200.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why your
Hold
wife
on, I'm sorry. Let me try to
That's
think
why
about it.
your wife
Charges will be filed in the deadly stabbing.
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
The sad part is black folk will eat this stuff. We believe this. Anytime white folk open their mouth, now you're gonna have some black folk repeating, regurgitating exactly what he just said. Instead of him taking the blame for his son's death, he's gonna continue blaming other people. And this is what white folk do. They never they never hold themselves accountable. It's always somebody else. No, you taught your child how to be a bully, and that's why he's not here today. And now he needs to be interviewed by somebody that's gonna hit him with some truth, so he can really come out and be the racist that we really know he is. But this is what's wrong with black people. We'll never be free because you got Negroes that'll sit up here and agree with this shit, pay him $20, and he'll say whatever. He'll turn in on his own mother. That's the sad part about it. That's why we in the predicament we're in. This is why we won't fight, because we're too busy trying to kiss their ass and make sure we don't offend them when they fucking do stuff every day to hurt you, and you'll allow them to play the victim. Then you have a black person that'll come up there and sit and co-sign for it. It's crazy. This is ridiculous. Now this boy in jail because your thug son was a bully. and fought self-defense, period. But what they're trying to teach you is don't bother to fight. Don't bother to fight back. Because if you do and you kill one of them, you're going to jail for 35 years. Look at Carmelo. But it's okay. This is the system of America. And this is what we fail to realize. But I rest. Go ahead. I'm done.
Well,
Go ahead. Let's hear the rest.
MD2 said, we's got us a foundation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we
Yeah,
sure
exactly.
do.
Yeah.
But you know what we trying to teach, Cassandra? Like, we trying to teach this. We trying to teach drapetomania. So we trying to teach this, you know.
A grand jury deciding no charges will be filed in the deadly stabbing of a Syracuse teenager last month. Tonight, we are seeing the video that apparently helped the grand jury come to that decision, according to the DA. News Channel 9's Victoria Kellogg hears from both the district attorney and the victim's mother, who sees those final moments very differently.
I am angry and I'm thinking of revenge at this time. The mother of 17-year-old.
Wait, no, this is a white girl saying now their brother stabbed up a white boy for running up on him. Now, did she say she forgive him? Listen to what the white bitch said.
I am angry and I'm thinking of revenge at this time. The mother of 17-year-old Kevin Kuzo reacting after learning the 18-year-old who fatally stabbed her son will not face any charges. District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick saying a grand jury found 18-year-old Israel Pam acted in self-defense. It is not justice because of the fact is they're trying to say that it's a self-defense matter. When Israel has stabbed my son did not have the gun in his hand at that point in time.
Now this here it goes. This white boy pulled out a gun on the
He
brother.
approached him with a gun. He
Yes,
approached him with one in his hand, didn't he?
yes. And then he whooped his ass and then stabbed him up, and now he burning in hell. He was like the white boy daddy was like, "I'm gonna see you soon." Well, this white boy seen him a lot sooner, you know. But
these are some individuals.
Tuesday morning, the
approached
DA
them
walking us through
as
the
they were under the little thing, you know.
surveillance video shown to the grand jury, showing Kuzo heading towards Pam, and the two begin to fight. Video shows Kuzo dropping the gun twice, then Pam pulls a knife. After the stabbing, Pam calls 911 on himself, telling police he had just stabbed someone.
When is this gonna stop? This is about as
when is it gonna stop?
An incident that you have that's tragically resulted in the loss of life.
The argument that sparked this violence goes back to last summer's deadly shooting at the Onondaga Park pool. Some believed Pam was somehow involved in that shooting. DA Fitzpatrick says evidence says otherwise.
There's no indication that we have that Mr. Pam had any involvement in that case, had any knowledge of that case, nor do we have any indication that he was part of any gang that may have been involved in that incident.
While the grand jurors saw the events leading up to the stabbing, they did not see the whole video. And this is where the video.
All right. So there you go, Cassandra. That's what we trying to teach. And brother defended himself and got away with
The
it.
whole video, huh? They didn't see when the man walked up to him with the. Okay. Okay.
Now, you know
Next
one thing
time,
that
keep
I
your
love.
hands to yourself.
Now, I don't mean to make this too long, Cassandra, but I have to finish the story of the Democrats, the lesser of two evils, right? Because then I love taking away their heroes. We already took away JFK. Now the third black president, good old Bill Clinton. Now, did you know he made his claim to fame even in the first place by going in on Sister Soldier? You know, I don't know if y'all remember this. Cause I ain't get to finish playing the stuff that they was when we was talking about Haiti last year.
It was a guy too.
You
Another
said it
guy
was
too
what?
that he went in on. It was another guy that he went in on, a black guy that changed his name. I can't think of the guy's name. It was a black guy. Oh my
I don't know
God.
that one.
Oh shoot, I can't even remember his. Oh my goodness, I can't think of
Yeah, I
his
can't
name. I'll
remember
think
that
of
one.
it.
Okay.
Oh man, he was an activist. He was a black activist who changed his name, and oh God, what is his name? Oh my God. Okay, go ahead. I'll think of it. Mm.
All right, let's see if it's gonna play. Hopefully it plays.
I should have been careful of Bill Clinton anyway. Was this after or before he slept with Monica Lewinsky under the desk?
I think this was before.
Finally,
Okay. Okay.
let's stand up for what's always been best about
He
the
wasn't
racial
black yet. He
coalition,
hasn't played the saxophone yet.
people coming together across racial lines. You talked about Mr. Fields from Louisiana that you had here last night, a great role model. We don't have a lot of time to do this. We don't have a lot of time. You had a rap singer here last night named Sister Soldier. I defend her right to express herself through music. But her comments before and after Los Angeles were filled with the kind of hatred that you do not honor today and tonight.
Now, the Los Angeles riots, after I think somebody got killed or something like that, and black people in the 90s, 1990, 92, had a riot. And she was like, well, yeah, the people was, yeah, Rodney King. Yo, you're right. That is Rodney King.
Okay. Yeah, but they beat the man half to death. What the hell?
Yeah, and
They
Sister
should be
Soldier was
burned
talking
down.
about it.
They should be burning America down now. Oh, okay. And he mad
Yeah.
because of her truth. The truth. They don't want to
'Cause
hear your
you-
truth. Well, your
Yeah.
truth is their hate speech when we call them out on their BS. But go ahead.
Yeah,
But they can
that's a fact.
say what they want to say about you. But you can't say
She
nothing
told
about
the
them.
Washington Post
Okay,
about
go
a
ahead.
month ago, and I quote, if black people kill black people every day, why not have a week and kill white people? So you're a gang member and you normally kill somebody? Why not kill a white person?
Matron said it might have been Kwame Ture or Stokely Carmichael that he said something. I need to look that up if
Yes.
that's true.
Thank you. Yes.
I need
Thank
to look
you.
that up.
Yes. Stokely. Yes. Thank you, Rachel. I knew she would know it. Go ahead. Yes.
Not kill a white person.
Oh, I do it. Yes. Okay.
Last year she said, you can't call me or any black person anywhere in the world a racist. We don't have the power to do to white people what white people have done to us. And even if we did, we don't have that low down, dirty nature. If there are any good white people, I haven't met them. Where
Come
are
on
they?
now.
I hear
Where
that.
are they? I haven't met them.
Where's the lie?
Low down, dirty
Where was
nature.
the lie?
If
Where
there are any
was the
good
lie?
white people, I haven't met them. Where
Come
are
on
they?
now.
Right here in this room.
What?
That's where they are.
Not in my room.
I know she is a young person, but she has a
They in
big
your room, Cassandra?
on a lot of people. And when people say that, if you took the words white and black and you reversed them, you might think David Duke was giving that speech. Let me tell you, we all make mistakes, and some
No, because black people don't have a history of hanging them, do they? Well, we should. I'm not saying we shouldn't or we should.
Exactly.
Well, in fact, I'm saying we should. But
Come
you
on
don't
now.
have that history now, do you? You know. So that's why we don't compare them,
You have
Clinton.
the history of them hanging and cutting babies out of women's either. You don't have the history of alligator bait either. So where was the lie? Did she lie? You just didn't like what she said. But did she lie? That's what
Nope.
like she
And
said,
Ross,
where is the safe white people? Where's the white people that's harmless? Where's the lie?
yeah.
Go ahead. He just
Yeah, no,
documented the
Ross
truth.
said
That's
he
all.
told that to Sister Soldier because we know that she could define herself, you know, because she
Sometimes we're
spoke
not
for
as
black
sensitive as
people.
we ought to be. And we have an obligation, all of us, to call attention to prejudice wherever we see it. A few
Right,
months
Dad.
ago, I made a mistake.
That's what we're doing right now.
I joined a friend of mine and I played golf at a country club that didn't have any African American members. I was criticized for doing it. You know what? I was wrong.
He said, "Oh, I love it here. Ain't no Negroes."
American members.
The
I was
Negro person.
criticized for doing it. You know what? I was rightly criticized for doing it. I made a mistake. And I said I would never do that again. And I think all of
Except
us
for he did it
have to be
again.
sensitive to that. We can't.
Yeah, I want y'all to go look for a country club where Bill Clinton is in right now and tell me where the black person at. The next person that takes a picture of a black person in the Bill Clinton country club, I'm gonna give you $1 million.
Anywhere in this country pointing the finger at one another across racial lines. If we do that, we're dead, and they will beat us. Even in Reverend Jackson's new math of this election, it's hard to get to
Hope
a
alive.
30%
Damn it.
solution or a 40%.
Keep hope alive. We ain't gonna go there. All right, sorry. R.I.P. Reverend Jesse Jackson. It's, but it's okay, considering they said my bad. They said my bad. They said my bad. We ain't mean to do that.
He got mad at her language. Ain't that something? But she didn't tell
Whether
him.
you're a
No
professional
lies
or
told.
just love getting hands-on with your home projects,
They don't want you to say nothing about their behavior. Nothing. Just like
And
Nolan
that's how he
Ryan
got his claim to
asking about what happened to
fame.
her son, and they bringing her for charges. Shoot, please. Go ahead.
That's how they got their claim. But they said my bad though, considering it's okay.
Do you regret your advocacy for the crime bill?
Well, look, I supported the crime bill. My husband has apologized. He was the president who actually signed it. I'm sorry for the consequences that were unintended and that have had a very unfortunate impact on people's lives. I've seen the results of what has happened in families and in communities.
Maybe the most notable of those consequences
She
was
was she wasn't
How did
able
he
to
fix
get
it? How did your husband fix it? How did the Democratic Party fix it? Don't just be sorry. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear how you fixed it. What did you do about it? Did you pay restitution for doing it? Here. 'Cause I don't need your apologies. Your apologies, I can't eat that.
in America's prison population. The trend might have started with Reagan, but the number of Americans in prison almost doubled during Bill Clinton's time in office. That was largely due to the 1994 crime bill, which built more prisons and meant harsher sentencing, and which Hillary Clinton strongly supported.
This bill would have put more police on the street, would have locked up violent offenders so they never could get out again, would have given more prison construction money.
Bernie Sanders supported that bill too and voted for it.
not good old Bernie. No.
We are dooming today
Not your good old shyster.
a future of bitterness, misery, hopelessness, drugs, crime, and violence.
For Newsiums.
Okay.
Not old Bernie Sanders.
No way, Cassandra.
No.
And he also apologized for destroying. He also apologized around this time for destroying Haiti too. By the way, as a side story, I didn't get to play this last time.
When you look at Bill Clinton and
Said my bad.
in Haiti when he was president of these disasters that keep happening to Haiti, Arkansas, where he's from, and dumped it into Haiti, is this policy where he took the excess rice from Arkansas, where he's from, and dumped it in Haiti and used our tax dollars to subsidize it. Up until this past recent year, there's legislation that keeps getting knocked off to reverse this policy. Although he apologized for it.
Let's go to that apology. Yes, in 2010, former President Clinton publicly apologized for forcing Haiti to drop tariffs on imported subsidized U.S. rice during his time in office. The policy wiped out Haitian rice farming, seriously damaging Haiti's ability to be self-sufficient. This is the president apologizing in a hearing for the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. At the time, he was the UN Special Envoy to Haiti.
Who gives a damn about an apology? How did he fix it?
The United States has followed a policy.
Who
until
cares
last
about
year,
apology?
so we're rethinking it.
You know what he did.
Now you ready
Nobody
for
needs
your
your
next?
apology.
You ready for your
KD.
next brother or next
No.
president?
Oh God.
Okay. This is the ones that black people love. You know, that's what we're talking about. Because we already know the ones that we hate. And you know what gave me the energy, consider, is that even my mom today was like, now do you regret voting for Trump? Like, well, first of all, I ain't vote for Trump, but do I regret? No, now you understand what the hell I was talking about, don't you? You know? Let's see if it's gonna play. I hope it plays.
Exactly. He's showing
Now,
his ass, and these black folks see it. I'm glad you're learning from your mistakes.
yeah.
I'm glad you're
And
learning. But they ain't learning.
only
They're gonna
one
put
of
another
us,
Democrat back in there. What you bet? What you bet?
yeah. Because only one of us support
What you bet they're gonna put
a
another Democrat back?
Oh, I know they are. They can't wait.
Overflow.
But this is the one that we were supposed to be free with. Listen to this. Now, this was
What
on a
else?
podcast in 2021.
That's who you're going to be. And I think that there's a little bit of an element of young people saying, you've told us this is who we're supposed to be, that all people are equal and we treat everybody with respect. And you've told it to us often enough that maybe you didn't even believe it, but we now do believe it. And we're going to force you to adapt your behavior and your policies and your institutions and your laws to what you told us was true. Because, you know, you may have been painting a fantasy to make yourself feel better, but we believed it. And now we're going to try to make it true. And that's why, as long as...
Now, he painted the fantasy and we believed it, and we still trying to make it true.
Protest and activism doesn't veer into violence, my general attitude is I want and expect young people
as long as y'all ain't violent
and to test and try the patience of their parents and their grandparents. And you know, I remind young activists that I meet with, I said, look, if you want my advice about how you can get a law passed or get enough votes to empower people, I can give you some practical advice.
Well, hold on, wasn't you the damn president? Why didn't you just give me the law instead of advice on how to get the law passed? Wasn't you the damn president, dude?
But that doesn't necessarily mean that.
How about that?
What the hell? I don't need no advice. The advice was to go vote for you. You said vote or die. I didn't vote. I didn't die either, by the way.
That should be your goal. Sometimes your goal may just be to
stir shit up.
Stir shit up. and
Let me see if I can get to a particular
open up new possibilities. Reckoning. And so we just buried one huge part of our experience and our citizenry in our minds.
Now, you mentioned that a reckoning hadn't taken place. So here we sit today where it feels like a reckoning is being called for. You know, is the country ready to deconstruct its founding myths, its mythic stories, its mythic history, or is it prepared to consider reparations? Do you think we're at that place right now?
So if you ask me, theoretically, are reparations justified? The answer is yes. There's not much question, right? That the wealth of this country, the power of this country.
Wasn't he the president, though?
Was built in significant part, not exclusively, maybe not even the majority of it, but a large portion of it was built on the backs of slaves.
He's gonna tell you why. Watch.
They built the house I stayed in for a while. What is
hilarious joke? Slaves built the White House, right?
Even after the end of formal slavery and the continuation of Jim Crow, the systematic oppression and discrimination of Black Americans resulted in Black families not being able to build up wealth, not being able to compete. And that has generational effects. So if you're thinking of what's just, you would look back and you would say, the descendants of those who suffered those kinds of terrible, cruel, often arbitrary injustices deserve some sort of redress, some sort of compensation, a recognition.
How do you, as president, knowing all of the above,
right,
push or prepare the nation for something that feels, as you say, so justified?
Well,
or not.
And so this then brings us to, could you actually get that kind of justice? Could you get a country to agree and own that history? And my judgment was that as a practical matter, that was unattainable. We can't even get this country to provide decent schooling for inner city kids.
Black kids.
And what I saw during my presidency was that the politics of white resistance and resentment, the talk of welfare queens and the talk of the undeserving poor and the backlash against affirmative action, all that made the prospect of actually proposing any kind of coherent, meaningful reparations program struck me as politically not only a non-starter, but potentially counterproductive. And it's perfectly understandable why working class white folks, middle class white folks, folks who are having trouble paying the bills or dealing with student loans or, don't have health care, where they feel like government has let them down, wouldn't be thrilled with the idea of a massive program that is designed to deal with the past, but isn't speaking to their future.
So basically, all of that to say, well, I couldn't do it because white people would have been mad at me. And I wouldn't have not been president had I done that. But then comes my question is, if that's the case, then why in the hell do I need to support you anyway? Then? If you can't do something because some white boy in Ohio or Iowa or Montana, what I'm saying, gonna have a problem with you, then what's the point of me supporting you in the first place then? Why don't you go get their support? That would be my question. But he said the only reason why he didn't is because white people would have been mad, basically, is what he was saying. What up, RBG? You there, Cassandra?
I am.
Now I want you to hear this
Can you hear me?
part. Now, yeah, I hear you. Now, this is what he said when he went to is it real? As my good brother, I like how MD2 put it. Is it real? I might not be on the right part.
It's mess. Israelis have demonstrated that responsibility does not end when you reach the promised land. It only begins.
I'm not.
Relentless threats to its security through the courage of the Israel Defense Forces and the citizenry that is so resilient in the face of terror.
Let me see.
I recognize that.
I'm trying to find a particular part. I'm gonna find this part. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a minute since I watched it.
The question is, what kind of future Israel will look forward to? Peace is far more preferable to war, and the inevitable costs, the unintended consequences that would come with
Damn, I'm trying to find a certain part, y'all. I'm sorry.
had to risk their lives and all that they had to make a place for themselves in this world. Your parents lived through war after war to ensure the survival of period from slavery through the civil rights movement into today. A free people in your homeland from the former Soviet Union. Lively public debate. Lively may be an understatement. Says it has transcended political parties and individual.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a part where he was like, the Holocaust was the most horrific.
Security relationship between the United States and Israel has never been stronger. Never. That reality is why we've invested in the Iron Dome system, to save countless lives, because those children deserve to sleep better at night.
This is a non-starter issue for sure. You see all the money they invested in them. They sent the black guy over there.
Justice should call Hezbollah what it truly is, a terrorist organization. Or the transfer of those weapons to terrorists.
But I ain't gonna feed you
Non-proliferation
right now
regime,
because I don't want to.
arms race in volatile region.
Okay.
World that's united, and with the civilians faced with these challenges.
I see.
But especially for the young people in this audience, the question is, what does its future hold? Across the region, you've extended a hand of friendship and for Israel's future. And that's part of a democracy. And I ask you to consider 3 points. First, peace is necessary. Israel needs to reverse an undertow of isolation. Days when Israel could seek peace simply with a handful of
my bad.
Neither occupation nor expulsion is the answer. They'd say, I want these kids to succeed. Make these decisions. I think of what the novelist David Grossman said shortly after losing his son, as he described the to insist upon their security. It's normalizing relations with Israel. To worship God in their own way, to get married, to raise a family. The same is true of those young Palestinians that I met with. I know this is possible.
All right. I can't find it, yo. So
Ben Gurion once said,
I'm gonna wrap it up. Let's see. Okay. All right, we about to wrap it up. All right. But I know you want to get off of here, considering this is long, but I do have to show you this, right? Because I want to show you this one, and then I'll stop.
Okay.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
Oh my
Because
God.
we had it. And he also said this, I'll stop here.
It is his vice president. Remember
All right, so
the man that did the most harm to black people, he had as his vice president. Remember that.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. I was saying I was saying you want to wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up. You want to say anything to finish?
Now, this man did, it's how Obama stood up there all that time. He told folks to do this, and but still did. How much? And then we voted him in twice. How much sense how much in here? And now you're getting ready to go back to the Democratic Party. You keep going to one extreme to the next. What are we doing? Why don't we have our own political party? Why are we and doing for so? Black Wall Street was not built on us voting. It was built on us doing. When are we going to understand that? You're voting in these people that don't care. And this party has proven it to you over and over and over. And we still continue to go and vote every year, every 4 years. Vote for the same old nonsense. Nothing. Instead of so until we start voting, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing else. Do you do something about these hangings and these drownings? We should be. What are we talking about? What are we gonna do about these drownings and these hangings? That's what we should be talking about. Not that Obama talked a bunch of mess and did absolutely nothing for black people. And then got and told you he couldn't. I'm the president for everybody. Well, it didn't look like it. He did more for gays than you did anybody else. But told you he couldn't do nothing for you because it was gonna make white folk mad. Ain't that something? But you wanted my vote though. Oh, okay. And we're gonna do it again. He ran tomorrow. Black folk will vote for him again. What you bet? That's the mental illness of black folk. And I rest.
Yeah. Well, this is my last words, Cassandra. This is all I can say.
By 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population.
And they tried to do it, didn't they?
Temper. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be
Open the borders
disappointed.
wide.
You've done so far is more than anybody else.
By 2040, Cassandra, it's over.
Open them
But
borders wide open.
But yo, shouts out to RBG, shouts out to Raw, shouts out to Matron, shouts out to MG2, shouts out to Karma 804, shouts out to Nicole, KW Don 7. Definitely shouts out to Cassandra. I'm sorry to keep you on for so long, but I be doing. I be going too far with it sometimes.
All
But
good.
thank you for your time. And y'all subscribe to Cassandra and make sure y'all tune in to her live discussion. It'll be in the morning when I wake up, but it's afternoon for her.
Yeah,
So
usually about 7 o'clock.
yeah. But anyway, as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.